Happy Earth Day, trainers! Professor Palm here, and today's the day we show our whole planet how much it means to us. I have a lot of grass-type Pokemon out here, and we're all gonna go green for the planet today. Well, trainers, for Earth Day, I was thinking that we could spend it outside in nature. After all, we have a huge planet, and there's so much to do on this day. Things that we could do today include planting seeds, trees, and flowers. Watching nature! Spending time at the lake could be a lot of fun today, and also, it might be fun to go for a little swim with all the fish. Going on nature walks is also an option today. If our planet's supposed to be this beautiful place that we live on and see all this richness around, then why are we treating it like a garbage heap? I mean, seriously, this is just so disgusting. You know what? No. I was gonna stand outside today, but I'm going in. Ugh. Goodbye. This is too gross. This really stinks. I wanted to go out and enjoy myself. It's Earth Day, the day we're supposed to be helping the planet, not ignoring it. Earth is our home, and we're destroying it. I mean, look at everything. It's freaking hot down here because of global warming. In fact, it's gonna get so bad that there soon will not be seasons. It'll just be hot all year round. The pollution will be so bad soon that every breath we take will soon be as toxic as possible. We even might have to start finding other ways to get clean air. Oh, and you know what? Nuclear waste and everything is getting so bad, it's possible that even our lakes and the things we drink will soon not be able to be consumed by our bodies. And you know, the idea of being around trash is so disgusting that we're soon gonna see it everywhere. We're already seeing it in the lakes, streets. No one ever heard of a trash can anymore? If we keep ignoring this and thinking change will happen, it's gonna lead to a much bigger problem. You know what? I think a big problem that a lot of people forgot about is the idea that the trash, pollution, and all the toxicity our planet has actually created life. That's right. With our friends here, Trubbish and Garbodor, this is proof that not only is the air getting toxic, but it's getting so toxic, it's creating life. We really need to make a change. I'm sorry. Oh, it stinks in here. It's really disgusting. I'm having a bunch of trash Pokemon in my face. You're lucky that you're watching this. This is really disgusting. And I just want to say that if you don't think that this is a problem, how can you not? We have a trash bag and a busted trash bag as Pokemon. This is so bad that even Pokemon are turning into these things and telling us that we need to make a change. That is a big wake-up call if I ever saw one. In fact, these Pokemon may not be as bad as they eat all the trash, but they're made of trash. And do you know how much damage they could do to so many places? It's really getting hard to breathe in here. I gotta be honest. I really want to talk about a nice grass-type Pokemon or even a water-type Pokemon. But you know what? That's just gonna go into the trash, unlike these creatures. No pun intended, by the way. But seriously, this is what we made our planet into? A trash heap? This is the most perfect thing to cover today, because if we want to live on this planet for more years, we gotta learn to reduce, reuse, and recycle. We can't just ignore our trash and throw it anywhere we please. These Pokemon are a shining example of what we've done wrong, and now they've come to life. It's the biggest problem we have ever made. Okay, I am definitely going to have to find myself a trash can. Not just for them, but I'm also really gonna throw up. Well, I think we should cover everything we need to know on these Pokemon. But before we do that, I want to give a very special thanks to artist HTTP Koopa for my shirt. This is the Poison type jersey. Since we're talking about Trubbish and Garbodor, as well as things that we should do to not poison the planet, also, we're in toxic territory, I thought this is the best shirt to wear today. If you really like these shirts, please check out HTTP Koopa on Etsy. I'm going to put a link to his Etsy page in the description below. He makes amazing jerseys just like this. And if you want to buy one, please do. And tell him Professor Palm sent you. Yes, I know I was wearing a different shirt made by Technova earlier, but since we're talking about things that we should not do to the planet and a lot of poison facts, I thought this was the most appropriate shirt to wear. I'm sorry, but this is just getting so smelly, I need to wear a mask and wear gloves. I am not touching these things barehandedly. Who knows what toxicity is going to go into my body? And I'm going to tell you everything you need to know and why we need to reduce, reuse, and recycle. And we're going to start off by taking out the trash with the little trash bag itself, Trubbish. Trubbish, the trash bag Pokemon, is based on exactly what I said, a filled and tattered trash bag. Trubbish also represents pollution in a very populated area, like a big city. It's said that a powerful combination of both stuffed garbage bags and toxic industrial waste mixed together and caused a powerful chemical reaction so putrid that instead of the toxins taking life, it instead gave life and created this Pokemon that we have today, which is both interesting and disgusting. For its habitat, and if you want to find a Trubbish, they prefer to live in unsanitary places, but what they really love are horrible, foul-smelling aromas. So maybe if you want to find this Pokemon, check the dumpster, or even check the sewers. Maybe our parents were right when they told us at a young age clean our rooms, or our rooms are a pigsty, you have to clean it. After all, it's possible if our rooms get this revolting and smell this bad, Trubbish just might make their homes there. Well, on a good note, and since it's Earth Day, Trubbish are thankfully Pokemon that are not litter bugs. In fact, they enjoy eating all sorts of trash. For Trubbish, the smellier, the better. If someone were to litter in front of Trubbish, Trubbish would follow those people who litter as it loves eating all the trash. And it also hopes that more people drop stuff so it gets more to eat. Trubbish gorges on so much trash until its stomach is full. Never be around Trubbish with a full belly. This is because of the toxic gas that it belches. An unlucky whiff of Trubbish's toxic gas could put you in the hospital. That's pretty scary enough, but let me tell you, the poisonous belch of Trubbish can be so powerful that you better keep children and babies far away from this Pokemon as possible, as if either were to breathe in the toxic gas, it could be a life-threatening situation. I know that burps are smelly and pretty gross, but I would say that Trubbish has biohazard belches. Even if you get lucky and you don't get any of the toxic breath, the breath of a Trubbish is still one of the most repulsive things you will ever smell. After all, these Pokemon like to eat smelly garbage and drink sewer water. To them, they have never heard of brushing their teeth or using a mitt in their entire life. Ugh, just smelling the air right now really makes me want to throw up. In the Alola region, Trubbish have a few enemies, being both Alolan Muck and Alolan Grimer, who like to make a meal out of this little trash bag Pokemon. Trubbish made its anime debut in the Pokemon Black and White series episode, Here Comes the Trubbish Squad, where a bunch of kindergartners befriended it. However, the kindergarten teacher, Daniela, thought it spread an awful stench throughout the entire school. It wasn't until later, when Trubbish saved her, that she changed her mind and they were finally able to adopt the Pokemon. In the core series games, while no poison-type expert has ever used the Trubbish on their team, Trubbish does appear many times on both Team Plasma and Neo Team Plasma Grunt's teams, a total of 11 times in both games. As for abilities, Trubbish can have either two, being Stench or Sticky Hold. For its first ability, Stench, Trubbish releases a stench when attacking that may cause the opponent Pokemon to flinch. So, all in all, it's kind of like Trubbish is holding a King's Rock. A Trubbish with the ability Sticky Hold will have held items cling to its sticky body, and they cannot be removed by any other Pokemon. Since Trubbish is a garbage bag, this actually makes a lot of sense, as it likes to hoard a lot of items. And with the hidden abilities introduced in Generation 5, which is also the generation that Trubbish debuted in, Trubbish has the hidden ability of Aftermath, which will deal damage to the opponent after it's knocked out. However, this only happens if the opponent uses a physical move. Special moves will not activate this effect. If you catch a Trubbish in the wild, there might be a 5% chance that it could be holding the item, the Black Sludge. The Black Sludge is kind of like the leftover item, but for Poison-type Pokemon only, as it restores some HP of Poison-type Pokemon, but inflicts damage to all other typing. It's crazy to think that toxic waste and trash bags gave birth to a Pokemon. Something that should have destroyed life instead gave it to it. That really shows how bad the pollution is. Today is Earth Day, and we really need to reduce, reuse, and recycle. We really need to save our planet, or it will look like this and be inhabited by all of these creatures. But if you think it's just such a cute Pokemon and a very creative creature, well, let me tell you, this Pokemon gets a lot nastier when it evolves. It becomes so smelly and a huge biohazard. So let's evolve our little Trubbish into Garbodor. My goodness, look at this Pokemon. If you ask me, this is definitely the king of the dumpster. Garbodor, the trash heap Pokemon, is based on, yes, exactly what I said, a trash heap. It's also based on a busted garbage bag if you look carefully at its body. And it looks like something you'd see in the dumpster completely spilling out. But one thing that's very funny about Garbodor are the big ears on its head. These kind of make it look like a bunny. I guess you could also say Garbodor is somewhat of a dust bunny. Just like with its previous evolution in Trubbish, Garbodor also represents pollution, mainly the discarded trash and all the trash you see everywhere in a very populated area, just like a big city. For its habitat, Garbodor live in horrendous smelling as well as unsanitary places. The smellier for a Garbodor, the better of a home it will be. So, if you're looking to find this Pokemon, check the dumpsters, the sewers, or anywhere you know that has a horrendous smell to it. You'll find a bunch of Garbodor happily making their homes there, and also sharing and eating all the trash with all the others. Garbodor enjoy eating all kinds of trash. The garbage consumed by them makes a new kind of poisonous gas and liquid inside of their bodies. It's said that the main component of Garbodor's poison depends on what sort of trash it consumes. So, the more rotten food and smellier food it eats, the more powerful its poison will be. If you look closely at Garbodor, you'll notice that it does have 2 arms, yet it only seems to have 1 hand with fingers. Even if that's the case, let me tell you, you are in for a nasty surprise. Even without fingers, Garbodor's left arm should be avoided at all costs, because this arm acts as a whip and a hook. Garbodor's hook and whip-like left arm is so powerful that this thing will never let go as long as it's clamped to something. Oh, and when inside this arm, Garbodor will immobilize its opponent by dousing their bodies with poisonous liquid. So yeah, not only are you not escaping, you are going to be poisoned entirely. And since this thing does not have fingers, there is no weak spot. Oh, and that tip is full of deadly poison. Good luck getting out of that bind. For Garbodor's right arm, even though it has 3 fingers on its right hand, Garbodor's fingers are like pistols, and they shoot poisonous liquid from the fingertips. Beware any of the poison liquid that gets fired out of these little pistol fingers. Even if it's just a little bit of poison from Garbodor that gets on you, you will experience nasty effects from the unidentified toxins that lurk within its body. The toxic liquid Garbodor launches from its right hand is so powerful and so poisonous that it can kill a weakened creature or human instantly. Even if you manage to avoid both of Garbodor's arms and its poisonous pistol hand, you're in for one final weapon, its horrible, foul-smelling mouth. Beware Garbodor's mouth, as Garbodor belches out the most foul-smelling poisonous gas you will ever smell. And since this Pokemon eats only trash and drinks unsanitary water, I can't even imagine how disgusting the inside must smell. And with all those poisonous belches, that might be enough, not just to make you throw up for days, but also put you in the hospital. If you're disgusted by Garbodor, well, I have great ideas of how to keep this Pokemon far away as possible. You see, Garbodor hate anything fresh smelling or sweet, so that will always keep these Pokemon far away. Keep up some flowers, have some sweet scents, or clean constantly. With an area like that, Garbodor will never come around. Garbodor is said to be so toxic and so poisonous that even radiation hit from a nuclear blast or a power point will not do a thing to it. In fact, Garbodor will just shake it off and walk by like nothing happened. As disgusting as Garbodor can be, it becomes a whole lot grodier after the introduction of Gigantamax from Generation 8 in the Galar region. Thanks to Professor Sassafras's footage, you'll see how putrid this walking trash heap of a Pokemon can get. In Generation 8, Garbodor was one of the handful of Pokemon that learned to Gigantamax, and it becomes a landfill of a Pokemon. Garbodor's toxic gas has become much thicker, and discarded toy items like food, toys, and Pokeballs in its body have grown bigger alongside it. When Gmax Garbodor sprays its toxic gas from its mouth and fingers, it gets everywhere. If the gas engulfs you, the toxins will seep all the way down to your bones. This could potentially turn you into a walking biohazard. Garbodor is the only Generation 5 Pokemon capable of Gigantamax, and it's also the only Pokemon that's capable of learning the move Gmax Malodor. Thank you so much, Professor Sassafras, for showing us all the footage of a Gigantamax Garbodor. Oh, I can't even imagine how revolting that Pokemon smells when Gigantamaxing. After all, it was a garbage heap, and now it's a landfill. Ugh, just the thought of that makes me want to throw up. Well, you did it, and you are amazing for it. Thank you so much. Garbodor made its anime debut in the Pokemon Black and White Rival Destiny series episode, Scraggy and the Demanding Gothita. It was angered by Catherine's Gothita and attacked, until Garbodor was eventually calmed down by Catherine's Deerling's move, Aromatherapy. In the core series games, Garbodor is the ace Pokemon of Olina, Chairman Rose's secretary. During her battle, Olina G-Maxes her Garbodor into Gigantamax Garbodor. Garbodor can have one of two abilities, being either Stench or Weak Armor. For its first ability of Stench, when Garbodor attacks, it releases such a vile stench that it may cause the opponent to flinch after it attacks, even without using a move that causes flinching. So, this ability is kind of like Garbodor is holding the item the King's Rock. If you don't like that ability, Garbodor also has the ability Weak Armor, which drops the defense every time it gets hit with a physical move, but sharply raises the speed stat. So, this ability can be a bit of a double-edged sword. Garbodor debuted in Generation 5, which was also the generation that introduced hidden abilities, and Garbodor itself also has one. Its hidden ability is Aftermath, which makes its opponent take some damage only if it's hit with a physical move. So, if you want to fight competitively, this might be a great ability to have in competitive battle. If you encounter a wild Garbodor, or you're looking to go catch one in the wild, there's a 50% chance that it may be holding the item, the Black Sludge. The Black Sludge is like a leftover item, but for Poison-type Pokemon only, as it restores a little bit of HP every end turn, and it takes HP from other Pokemon that are not Poison-type. Being pure Poison-type Pokemon, Trubbish and Garbodor are surprisingly strong Pokemon, as they don't have a lot of weaknesses. But every Pokemon has a weakness, and Poison-type Pokemon are weak to moves that are Psychic-type and Ground-type. Wow, only 2 weaknesses. That's pretty good. However, Poison-type Pokemon also have a major thorn in their side, and that, of course, is Steel-type Pokemon, because Poison-type moves will do 0 damage to any Steel-type Pokemon. Well, we saw all of their weaknesses and this thorn in their side. Why don't we check out all of their strengths? Being pure Poison-type Pokemon, Trubbish and Garbodor are super effective against Grass-type Pokemon, which makes sense. After all, today is Earth Day, and the poison is killing so much of the grass. This is the way it was for a very long time. Thankfully, Generation 6 changed that forever. That's right. As you know, Generation 6 introduced Fairy typing, so finally Poison gained another strength. I gotta say, it's pretty nice to see Poison having 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses. And with the ability to poison so many other Pokemon, it's no wonder that it doesn't have that many strengths. But then again, the Poison typing can be very helpful, and it's also a slow burn to ensure yourself a victory. I think that Trubbish and Garbodor are some of the most creative and most important Pokemon ever made. The reason why is because of the whole idea of trash bags and what a trash heap our planet has become. It's Earth Day, and yet a lot of us are still ignoring that our planet is suffering. I mean, look at global warming, look at all the seas, and look at so many other places in the world that have trash everywhere. I think it's time that we need to clean up the planet. It's not time just to say we need to do this. It's time to take action. Otherwise, creatures like Garbodor and Trubbish soon might come into life and will be what dominates the planet. Today is Earth Day, trainers. Let's please save our planet. Let's not turn it into a garbage heap. I mean, look at these Pokemon. Because of our ignorance, we created these creatures, and while I would say that they are good Pokemon, it is a big message that we ignore something for so long, a big problem emerges. And I don't think that a bigger problem could come out than seeing the trash come to life. If we're not careful, these Pokemon will overpower us and will be the ones in the dumpster. I gotta say, one thing I've always found kind of ridiculous about Trubbish and Garbodor is in Generation 5 with Pokemon Black and White 2, you could not catch these Pokemon in the sewer. I just want to know why. I mean, think about it. A lot of garbage and other stuff is in the sewer, and these Pokemon love foul-smelling places and disgusting places as well. Is there any reason why you couldn't catch them in the sewer? I mean, thankfully we could catch them down the line in some wooded areas, as some people are very careless and throw stuff everywhere. But I'm just glad that in future games, Pokemon decided that it's best to keep these Pokemon in areas that have a lot of pollution. Oh, and I also have to say, it's pretty funny that in Pokemon X and Y, you could also find these Pokemon by opening trash cans. You know something? Maybe we should look at Garbodor and Trubbish from a different standpoint of view. Maybe they're actually good for the environment. The reason why is these Pokemon don't try to spread pollution anywhere. Instead, they try to eat all the trash and discarded litter that people throw everywhere. Maybe they're doing good for us than we really think. It's possible that living in the sewer with all that trash is also being helpful, as it's getting rid of a lot of blockage. It's even possible that with all the trash these Pokemon consume, things will get cleaner, and they don't really like being in clean places. So, the more clean it looks, it's possible that there may be less Trubbish and Garbodor out there. So, yeah, maybe keep these Pokemon around, as they really can help us change the environment for the better. I think maybe today is Garbage Day. Even though it's Earth Day, today is the day where we make sure that there is no garbage, we clean everywhere we can, and make sure that our planet can thrive. After all, we need to live in a very clean place, not a filthy, disgusting-ridden area. And who knows, maybe today is both Earth Day and Garbage Day! Welcome back again, trainers! What did you learn about these trash bag Pokemon? Also, if you're pretty disgusted and you want to help me clean up the planet, I have some trash bags in the back that I'm gonna go get, and we should all do this together. But I have a few questions for all of you. Which Pokemon do you think are the most disgusting alive? Out of the Poison Pollution Trio, aka Muck, Grimer, Wheezing, Coughing, Trubbish, and Garbodor, who is your favorite of the line? And also, who's your least favorite? What's your plan for Earth Day today? Are you planning on planting seeds or doing anything else I said? And do you think that we can save our planet and bring it back? Or is it already too late and we're already buried in too much trash and pollution? I'm about to throw up. I can't stand being in this room anymore, so I'm just gonna end it here. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like. If you have any questions, want to answer the questions I threw out at you, you want me to cover something Pokemon related or something with the new anime, please comment. And as always, if you liked what you saw and you want to see more, smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, trainers. Happy Earth Day. Please, let's save our planet. Palm out.